Welcome to a transformative journey where ancient wisdom meets contemporary challenges. In a world marked by stress, uncertainty, and division, the teachings of Buddhism offer profound insights and practical solutions for navigating life's complexities with grace and resilience. Join us as we explore 15 core principles of Buddhist philosophy and discover how they can help us address some of the most pressing issues we face in our daily lives. From finding inner peace and cultivating compassion to living with purpose and integrity, each principle offers valuable guidance for overcoming obstacles and living a life of meaning and fulfillment. Get ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation that will empower you to create positive change in your life and the world around you. As you integrate these principles into your daily life, be gentle with yourself and allow for gradual growth and transformation. Remember that change takes time, and each step you take towards embodying these principles brings you closer to living a life of greater meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. As we delve deeper into each principle, may we gain insights and inspiration to navigate life with greater clarity, resilience, and purpose. Let the journey begin. Nonattachment. Non-attachment is a fundamental principle in Buddhism that teaches us to release our grasp on material possessions, relationships, and even our own ego. By letting go of attachments, we free ourselves from the cycle of desire and suffering, finding true liberation and inner peace. Non-attachment does not mean rejecting or avoiding the world, but rather engaging with it fully while understanding the impermanence of all things. Practicing non-attachment allows us to cultivate a sense of freedom, flexibility, and equanimity, enabling us to live more fully in the present moment and to appreciate life's transient beauty. For example, imagine a person who treasures their possessions but remains unattached to them. They recognize that possessions come and go, and their true worth lies not in material wealth, but in their ability to find contentment and joy in the present moment, regardless of external circumstances. Principle number 2, right speech. Right speech is a cornerstone of Buddhist ethics, emphasizing the importance of using words mindfully and compassionately. It encourages us to refrain from lying, gossiping, harsh speech, and a divisive speech, and listen, and instead to speak truthfully, kindly, and beneficially. Practicing right speech fosters harmony in relationships, builds trust, and promotes understanding. For instance, consider a situation where a co-worker makes a mistake. Instead of criticizing or blaming them, you practice right speech by offering constructive feedback with kindness and empathy. Your words help to build a supportive and collaborative work environment where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth rather than sources of conflict. Principle number 3, patience. Patience is a virtue in Buddhism that teaches us to endure difficulties and challenges with resilience and equanimity. It involves cultivating a calm and steady mind, even in the face of adversity. Practicing patience allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and acceptance, rather than reacting impulsively or becoming overwhelmed by negative emotions. For example, imagine a person who is stuck in traffic on their way to an important meeting. Instead of becoming frustrated and agitated, they practice patience by accepting the situation as it is and using the time to cultivate mindfulness and inner peace. By embracing patience, they are able to approach the meeting with a calm and focused mind despite the delay. Principle number 4, gratitude. Gratitude is a practice in Buddhism that involves acknowledging and appreciating the blessings and gifts in our lives. It encourages us to cultivate a sense of thankfulness for both the joys and the challenges we encounter. Practicing gratitude fosters a positive outlook and a deeper appreciation for life's abundance. For instance, consider a person who takes a moment each day to reflect on the things they are grateful for. They express gratitude for their health, their loved ones, and the simple pleasures of everyday life. By cultivating gratitude, they cultivate a sense of contentment and inner peace, regardless of their external circumstances. Principle number 5, self-reflection. Self-reflection is a practice in Buddhism that involves turning our attention inward and examining our thoughts, emotions, and actions with honesty and awareness. It encourages us to take responsibility for our choices and behaviors, and to learn from our mistakes and shortcomings. For example, imagine a person who sets aside time each day for self-reflection. They journal about their experiences, their feelings, and their reactions to various situations. Through self-reflection, they gain insight into their patterns of behavior and their underlying motivations, allowing them to make more conscious and intentional choices in their lives. Principle number 6, humility. Humility is a quality in Buddhism that involves recognizing our own limitations and imperfections and acknowledging the interconnectedness of all beings. It encourages us to approach life with openness, receptivity, and humility rather than arrogance or pride. For example, consider a person who practices humility by acknowledging their mistakes and shortcomings. They recognize that they are not infallible and that they have much to learn from others. By embracing humility, they cultivate a sense of openness and curiosity, allowing them to grow and evolve on their spiritual path. Principle number 7, right livelihood. Right livelihood is an ethical principle in Buddhism that emphasizes the importance of engaging in work that is ethical, meaningful, and aligned with our values. It encourages us to pursue occupations that do not cause harm or suffering to others and that contribute positively to the welfare of society. For example, imagine a person who works in the field of environmental conservatism. They are passionate about protecting the natural world and promoting sustainability, and they use their skills and expertise to make a positive impact on the planet. By choosing a livelihood that is in alignment with their values, they find fulfillment and purpose in their work and contribute to the greater good of all beings. Principle number 8, forgiveness. Forgiveness is a practice in Buddhism that involves letting go of resentment, anger, and the desire for revenge towards those who have wronged us, as well as towards ourselves. It is a radical act of self-love and liberation that empowers us to transcend the pain of the past and embrace the present moment with grace and equanimity. For instance, consider a person who practices forgiveness by releasing their resentment towards an old friend who betrayed their trust. By letting go of their anger and resentment, they free themselves from the burden of past hurt and open their hearts to love and compassion. Through the practice of forgiveness, they cultivate their inner peace and emotional well-being and deepen their connections with others. Principle number 9, contentment. Contentment is a state of inner peace and fulfillment that arises from appreciating the present moment and accepting life as it is. It involves letting go of the constant striving and grasping for more, and finding satisfaction and joy in what we have and where we are. For example, imagine a person who practices contentment by embracing the simple pleasures of everyday life. They find joy in spending time with loved ones, savoring a delicious meal, or watching the sunset. By cultivating contentment, they cultivate a sense of inner richness and abundance that transcends external circumstances, allowing them to experience greater happiness and well-being. Principle number 10, generosity. Generosity is a fundamental virtue in Buddhism that involves giving freely of our time, resources, and energy without expectation of reward or recognition. It is motivated by a genuine desire, to alleviate the suffering of others and promote their welfare. For example, consider a person who practices generosity by volunteering at a local homeless shelter. They offer their time and support to those in need, providing meals, companionship, and compassion. By cultivating generosity, they cultivate a sense of abundance and interconnectedness, and make a positive impact in the lives of others. Principle number 11, equanimity. Equanimity is a quality of balanced awareness and emotional stability that arises from wisdom and insight into the impermanent and interconnected nature of existence. It involves accepting life's ups and downs with serenity and composure, without being swayed by attachment to pleasure or aversion to pain. For example, imagine a person who practices equanimity by facing life's challenges with calmness and acceptance. They recognize that both joy and suffering are transient, and that true peace comes from accepting life as it is. By cultivating equanimity, they cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that allows them to navigate life's difficulties with grace and ease. Moving on to principle number 12, inner peace. Inner peace is a state of profound tranquility and harmony that arises from cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and acceptance. It involves finding refuge within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances, and resting in the present moment with openness and equanimity. For example, consider a person who practices inner peace by cultivating mindful meditation. They observe their thoughts and emotions with non-judgmental awareness, allowing them to let go of stress and anxiety, and find peace and serenity within themselves. By cultivating inner peace, they cultivate a sense of wholeness and well-being that transcends the fluctuations of life, allowing them to experience greater happiness and fulfillment. Mindful consumption, or principle number 13. Mindful consumption is a practice in Buddhism that involves being conscious and intentional about what we consume, whether it be food, media, or material goods. It encourages us to consider the impact of our consumption on ourselves, others, and the planet, and to make choices that are aligned with our values and promote well-being. For example, imagine a person who practices mindful consumption by eating mindfully. They pay attention to the flavors, textures, and sensations of each bite, savoring the experience and cultivating a deeper appreciation for the nourishment that food provides. By practicing mindful consumption, they cultivate a sense of awareness and gratitude for the abundance of life and minimize harm to themselves and the environment. Principle number 14, kindness. Kindness is a practice in Buddhism that involves cultivating a compassionate and loving attitude towards ourselves and others. It's a natural expression of our inherent interconnectedness and a powerful antidote to the suffering caused by self-centeredness and division. For example, consider a person who practices kindness by performing random acts of kindness for strangers. They offer a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand to those they encounter, brightening their day and spreading positivity and goodwill. By practicing kindness, they cultivate a sense of connection and belonging and contribute to the creation of a more compassionate and caring world. Principle number 15, SelfCompassion. Self-compassion is a practice in Buddhism that involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, care, and understanding that we would offer to a dear friend. It is a recognition of our common humanity and a recognition that we all experience pain and suffering and deserve to be treated with compassion and respect. For example, consider a person who practices self-compassion by being gentle with themselves when they make mistakes or encounter difficulties. Instead of criticizing or blaming themselves, they offer themselves words of encouragement and support, recognizing that they're doing the best they can in the moment. By practicing self-compassion, they cultivate a sense of inner warmth and acceptance, and cultivate resilience in the face of life's challenges. As we conclude our exploration of Buddhist principles, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for joining us on this enlightening journey. I hope you found inspiration and guidance in these teachings to navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom and compassion. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel for more transformative content. Together, let's continue to grow, learn, and spread positivity in the world. Thank you, and until next time, may you be well, happy, and peaceful.